What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the brother Jeremy Tyler for the $10 donation via the PayPal. And he asked me a question, and that is, how would Yao Ming fare in today's NBA? Yao Ming, drafted back in 2002, first overall pick by the Houston Rockets out of the Chinese Basketball League. I think the general consensus is that Yao Ming is the greatest player that ever played in the Chinese Basketball League. And as far as his NBA career is concerned, he was an 8-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA second-team player, 3-time All-NBA third-team player, was on the NBA All-Rookie first team in 2002-2003. His number 11 retired by the Houston Rockets, and you include his Chinese Basketball Association accolades, his MVP of 2001 season, CBA Chinese Basketball Association champion 2002, CBA Finals MVP in 2001, 3-time CBA rebounding leader, 3-time CBA blocks leader, and 3 times FIBA Asia Cup MVP. As far as his NBA career is concerned, he averaged 19 points, 9 rebounds, and about 2 blocks per night. And Yao Ming was listed at 7'6". I think he was 7'5" bare feet, 7'6", and 310 pounds when he played in the NBA. Now, what if he was playing today? Well, I think that he offensively, he would be a serious matchup issue. The one guy, there's one player who, for some reason, and the player I'm thinking about, he's not on Yao Ming's level as a player. He's good, but he's not on Yao Ming's level. But he's sort of the guy that I think of about how I think Yao Ming would flourish, but struggle in some ways in today's league. And the guy I'm thinking about is Brook Lopez. I think Yao Ming would be a terror in the post. I think when you look at a guy like Yao Ming, great post game, great mid-range game. I believe in today's NBA, he would have developed a three-point shot. He was a great free throw shooter, about 80, I think in the 82, 83% range, I believe. He was a great free throw shooter. Like I said, great mid-range shooter. I think in today's NBA, he would develop a good three-point shot. I think he would have been probably like around what Brook Lopez is. Probably 35, 36% from outside. Probably a deep ball three-point shooter. But he's 7'6" instead of Brook being 7'1". So I think on the offensive end, he would be very valuable. Also, he'd be one of the few guys that would be able to put a body on guys like Nikola Jokic, on guys like Joel Embiid in the post, and give them some trouble, especially with his height. I mean, he's as tall as Victor. Matter of fact, slightly taller than Victor Wembanyama, but he's much, much bigger. But the problem would be, obviously, with the pace of the game. The pace of the game was much faster. I mean, it was becoming faster in the second half of Yao Ming's career, which probably contributed to some of his feet problems, which ultimately led to his retirement. I tend to think, just off common sense, that he would struggle with today's speed. Also, I think he would struggle with, as he did when he played back then, but it'll be more apparent now, more obvious. He would struggle with teams that played the pick and roll. Obviously, that would be a problem, and just switching. Today's NBA, there's a lot of switching that happens on the defensive end. And a guy like Yao Ming, who's not that mobile compared to players today, I think that would cause him to have some issues. I can't really see him being a guy that's going to be able to cover a lot of floor. So any team that has a stretch big that can shoot, that guy's going to tee off against Yao Ming. A guy that's great in ISO situations, a big man, power forward, or whoever, really anybody that gets Yao Ming out their paint, and you know what I'm saying, he's guarding them one on one, they're going to be, Yao's going to be at their mercy. That's not what he's going to be good at. So I guess a guy like Yao Ming, you got to team him with, you got to give him, put him around. I guess you got to put a team around him where they're good perimeter defenders. Because that's something that's going to be a problem. Essentially, I'm telling you, the first thing I thought about was the Bucks and how they have terrible or poor, for the most part, perimeter defenders. And if you get Brook Lopez out of that paint, you can score on him, and he's going to struggle against the quick, speedy, athletic guards of today's NBA. And Yao would probably be even worse because he's bigger, 310 pounds, and then the pace of the game, it's so much faster than it was even when he retired back in the early 2000 teens. It's even faster then. It was getting faster. The pace was increasing then. It's even more so today. Now, I still think that what he gives you is more valuable than what he will lack, especially, you know what I'm saying, I think he'd be more valuable to a team in the playoffs, especially, you know, oftentimes in the playoff, the games slow down, and in half-court situations, that's when Yao Ming would be very valuable. And, you know what I'm saying, take advantage of his size and his skills, and he could dominate a series, I believe. Now, as far as how many points he could average, I don't know, because I have a tendency to believe that he's going to have injury issues, because we saw that in real life. I tend to think that he's going to break down quicker. I see him as a guy that is going to have the Joel Embiid bug. By that, I mean he's going to miss games. He's going to have injury issues. He's not going to play back-to-backs. That's kind of what I see with Yao Ming in today's NBA. I mean, because let's look at something here. Let's see. See if I can go to his actual real career. All right. Yao Ming's first year in the league, he played 82 games. He played all 82 games. Second year, he played all 82 games. Right? Third year, he played 80 games. Then the wheels fall off. By the fourth year, he plays 57 games. The fifth year, 48. Then 55. Then he rallies for 77. Then he suffers an injury. I think it was in the playoffs, I'm not mistaken. Missed the entire 2009-2010 season. Comes back for 5 games, 2010-2011, and I think he just wasn't the same. And then that was it. And then he retired. So he broke down after a period of, what is that? He started falling apart in his fourth year, slowly. So we're trying to put him in a faster league, a faster paced league. So I just can't help but think that they're going to low manage the hell out of Yao Ming. I'm talking, you know, he might have to sacrifice awards and selections for his health. I'm thinking he's going to probably teeter around that 60 to 70 games played mark. You know, 65 is probably the target, but the dude gonna miss about 10 to, I'm thinking more around 15 games a year. He's gonna miss, especially after the first couple of years. They're gonna watch his minutes, and in situations where he's a defensive liability, he may not be on the floor. That's going to be the problem, I think, on the defensive end. But honestly, offensively, if used correctly, I don't see why he doesn't average over 25, 26 points a night. I don't see why he wouldn't. 26 points a night, 10 rebounds. If you're coming right at Yao um, as an offensive player in his space, he's still going to block a couple of shots. He's still going to probably average around 2.5 blocks a night, somewhere in that range, maybe even close to 3. He's still going to be an effective player, but I think on the defensive end is where you're going to see problems. We saw that in his real career whenever he was going up against teams that utilize the pick and roll a lot. So anyway, basically you can look at it as almost, well, nah, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say. I was going to try to make a comparison with him and Rudy Gobert, but no. I was going to say a Rudy Gobert that could score. But I don't want to give Rudy Gobert any credit to that extent. Anyway, that's how I look at it. At least tell me what you guys think.